Yes, in the Prameya Khanda, 5th and 6th Anuchedas. So I said, today we'll finish the remaining portion of the 5th Anucheda, and then after that, 6th Anucheda will start. Hopefully, we'll try to finish. So, how many students on the on-site are sitting? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
7.
6,
7 are there.
7 students. And yes. And here also 2. So many are absent. Okay, online students also becoming day by day. So Ravindra Sachi Prabhu, Sachidev, he is not coming, I think, in many days. So in the last class, what we were discussing? We were discussing Kaivalya Artha. Yes. We were discussing in that this knowledge about the Atma, similar knowledge. That means the similarity of the Jivatma with the Paramatma can be the Lakshana for whom Brahmatmaikatva Lakshanam. Thus, that point we were discussing. So, where Brahman was described in the various Upanishads in the many ways, the Swarupa of the Brahman was described in Taittiriya Upanishad as Satyam Gnanam Anantam Brahma. And also in the Chandogya Upanishad, that same Brahman was said as Ena Ashrutam Shrutam Bhavati. Means by hearing about whom, so will cause of, so another way, by whom the unheard one will become the heard one. That means Yad Vignanena Sarva Vignanam Pratignatam. By knowing whom, so we will become the knower of everything. That is Brahman. In that way, in that Chandogya Upanishad is described. And also in another Upanishad, how the Brahman was described. Brahman is the one and only cause for the entire Jagat. That is said. Sadaiva Somyedamagra Asid. And also this Brahman is Satya Sankalpaha. Satya Sankalpaha means, so whatever he thinks or whatever he desires, that will become definitely, it will become real. That means it will definitely exist or happens. Whatever he desires, it definitely, for sure, it happens. And that kind of Brahman is entering into the matter along with this Jivatma, this Jiva, which is Atma to him, or otherwise which is part and parcel of the Brahman. So along with this kind of Jivatma, Brahman is entering into the matter and getting the various kinds of the names. So from this Anena Jivena Atmana, this is a one more statement from the Chandogya Upanishad. That statement only saying Brahman is entering into the matter along with the Jiva, along with this Jiva. So here in this Anena Jivena Atmana, in this Anena, is there. Anena means idam tana. That means this Jivatma. And Jivena, Atmana, Anena is establishing that difference. Anena means this, and Param Tattva means Tat, that. This, that. These two. So this, that. The difference between the Jiva and Brahman. And Atmana. Next point is Atmana is said. Here the Atmana means Jivatma is part and parcel, is the Amsha of the Brahman. That's why there is some similarity. Being a Amsha, there is definitely some similarity. So we are seeing that means we are seeing the not fully non-difference. So we are seeing some difference, and also tat atyanta atya abhi yuktehe ati Jivatma is not fully non-different from the Paramatma. That means some difference is there, and also some similarities there. So that my voice is audible or is I missing something? I don't know. Okay. So like this, in this way, we are seeing the difference and also non-difference between the Jiva and Brahman. And this non-difference, whatever is there, the Samana Karata, that is our useful thing. By that, we are going to infer the Paramatma. By understanding the similarity between the Jivatma and the Paramatma, and by that knowledge, we are inferring the Paramatma. We are trying to know about Paramatma. This is also explained with the example. Some person, some boy, Janma Prabhuti, that means from the birth, he is bounded in, he is kept in one dark room of a house. And then that boy wants to know about sun, because directly he didn't see at any time the sun. Then what is the way? Katam chit gavakshapatitam. So then, to make him to understand about the sun, another one can show the rays of the sun which are falling on the window. And by showing those rays, Eshaha, Saha, this sun, this rays is nothing but sun. Why we are saying like this? Because this sun rays are what? They are equal in quality with the sun. Sun is also having the light, and also sun is also having the heat. Similarly, these rays also in less portion, it is also having the less amount of heat energy also is there in the rays, and also light energy. So based upon this similarity of the rays with the sun, we are making this boy to understand sun. In the same way, the similarity between the Jivatma and Paramatma can be used as an inference, or otherwise some idea you can get about the Paramatma. So that's why it is said here. We have to read the text from the Yatha Janma Prabhuti Just the meaning how we are getting, that I will show now. Yatha janma prabhuti, that means from birth, kaschit, someone, gruha guha avardha, that means some secret place is there in that house, in that small, otherwise some secret room in the house. Gruha means house, guha means some secret place, that is some dark room in that house. In that avaruddha, this boy is kept there. He began somehow, some reason. Okay. Suryam vividishuhu. Now this boy wants to know about the Surya. Katam chit gavakshapatitam. Somehow or other, the sun rays are falling on the gavaksha means window. These rays are falling. Katam chit means somehow. So these rays are falling. Sun rays are falling on the window. Patitam. Suryam shukanam. These rays are the particles of the part and parcel of the sun. Darshayitva, by showing those rays, which are the part and parcel of the sun. Darshayitva kenachit upadishyate. So someone can say, Yeshaha saha. This, by showing the rays, this is sun. Rays are not sun, but what is the idea? The idea is one can understand how the rays are looking. In a similar way, sun also is looking. Yeshaha saha iti etat tad amsha jyoti samanakarataya. So what is the intention? Why it is said like that? Because there is a similarity between this rays, this part and parcel, sun, the jyoti, the bigger portion, that's the sun planet. Next, tan mahajyotihi mandalam anudhiyatam ityartha tadvat. Tan mahajyotihi mandalam anudhiyatam. Anusandhiyatam. So that means by seeing the rays, one should understand the sun is nothing but the having this light energy and the heat energy, how the rays are having in a unlimited manner. That means in a very, very, in the mass quantity, the big quantity he is having, that is nothing but sun. So like this, one can connect. So one can get the idea on the sun. Jivasya tatha tadamshatvam cha tat achintya tat shakti vishesha siddhatvenaiva paramatma sandarbhe sthapayishyama. So in the future, sthapayishyama means we will establish in future in Paramatma Sandarbha. What way? We establish what? Jivatma is a part and parcel of the Paramatma, and this is possible because of this Paramatma is having the Achintya Shakti, because Paramatma is having the inconceivable potency. By that only this arrangement is possible. What arrangement? Jivatma is being a part and parcel of Paramatma. Jivasya tatha tad amshatvam cha tat achintya tat shakti vishesha siddhatvenaiva Paramatma sandarbhe sthapayishyama. This we are going to see in the Paramatma sandarbha. This is also over. Next, tad etat jivadi lakshanam savishishtatayiva upanishadaha tasya samshatvam api kvachit upadishanti. You can open my notes, what I sent, so you can see directly. there. So now Upanishads are saying in some places this Paramatma or the absolute truth is having the parts. Samshatvam. Tasya Samshatvam means Paramatma is having the parts. That means some places in Upanishads it is said that Paramatma is having the parts. So what are these parts? These parts are the Jivadi Lakshanamsha Vishishtatayaiva. That means this Paramatma or the Paramatattvam is qualified with the Shakti. Here in this Sanskrit terms, you should carefully understand. Jivadi Lakshanamsha Vishishtatayaiva Upadishanti. That means how this Paramatma is described. Paramatma is a Vishishta. Paramatma is a Vishishta. So Paramatma is a Vishishta means it is qualified or otherwise it is possessing the Visheshana. What is the meaning of Vishishta? When we say Vishishta, who is going to tell? Vishishta word when we used. Anyone knows? Yes, tell me. Ashra Gorantu.
Vishishta word is used when there is specific quality different from others.
How? What is a Vishishta?
Vishishta means there are maybe 10 person are there together, and out of one is maybe monitor or in charge of them. So that all of 10 are in one way they are all same, but one is special in charge.
Okay, this is okay. Basic thing. It is basically idea is this, but technically how we say Vishishta? Technically means in general in the Darshanic language. Anyone remember Vishishta? One second, I'm opening this. Vishishta means Visheshana Yukta. Visheshyam is equal to Vishishta. Visheshana Yukta Visheshyam is equal to Vishishta. Here Paramatma or otherwise Paramatattvam is what? Vishishta. Is the Vishishta.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Prabhu, if you click on the library in the corner, you can get a bigger screen to draw upon. You see in the left corner, there's a library there. That's 3 books there. If you click on that icon, that should collapse the left 2 columns.
Collapse?
It will collapse the left 2 columns. So if you click on that 3 books on the left side.
3 books are.
on your screen, the 3 books, you see that they're stacked against each other, an icon.
This
Yes.
one.
Yes, click on it. Okay, now you have bigger space to draw.
Yeah. Oh, these 3 books you are saying. Thank you, bro. This is Visheshana plus Vishesham is equal to Visheshtam. Visheshana Yukta Vishesham is equal to Vishishtam. Here how the Paramatma is described in some places of Upanishads as Vishishta. Vishishta means he should be having some Visheshana and some Vishesh. What is that Vishesham? Chinmatra Satta. Chinmatra Satta is the Vishesham. And Visheshana is the various amshas. Visheshanas are the various amshas. What are those? Jivadi Lakshana Amsha. Jivadi Lakshana Amsha means those are the amshas which are otherwise part and parcels, which are characterized as Jiva and so on. So that means what? That is Jiva. That means Vibhinnamsha. Jiva is what? Vibhinnamsha. And also so on is said, na? So on is Swamsha. That means Swamshas are, and also Shakti, some Bahiranga Shakti. It is also Amsha. Amsha means is also energy of the Lord. And like this. Swamsha. So like this, various Amshas it is having. Chinmatra Satta is a Vishesham. And that is Vishishta. That means what in simple way, these amshas are how they are possible. In the previously it is said, Jiva is also amsha, is due to possibility of what? It is possible due to Achintya Shakti. Swamsha also is due to Achintya Shakti. And also this material energy, it is also one Achintya Shakti. That means ultimately all these amshas are possible due to Achintya Shakti. That means Achintya Shakti plus Chinmatra Satta is equal to Vishishtam. And this Achintya Shakti is cause for the Jivas, which are Vibhinnamshas, Swamshas, like the Vishnu, Purusha Avataras, and so and so, Vibhinna Leela Avataras, and so on. And also this Jagat, that is material energy. These are all Achintya Shakti. Achintya Shakti is a cause for having all these. So that's why Paramatma is Achintya Shakti Vishishta Chinmatra Satta is the Paramatma. Is the Paramatma, the Paramatatvam, whatever you mean. Paramatatvam. Or that is Tattvam. Or otherwise that is Tattvam. Tattvam only we took. No? Yes. Like this, Upanishads say. Some places Upanishads say Tattvam is Vishishta. That means Tattvam is Achintya Shakti Vishishta Chinmatra Satta. That means Achintya Shakti is pause for the Jiva, Vibhinna Avataras, Bhautik Jagat, material world, and so. And next what? Niramshatva Upadeshika Sruti. Some Upanishads say, or the Sruti means Upanishad. So some Upanishads say, this Tattvam is what? Tattvam is Kevala Tannishta. Kevala Tannishta. It is telling about only that. Huh? That means Kevala means what you should take? Chinmatra Satta. Kevala. That means no amshas are discussed here. Tattvam is not having any amshas. In this way, some Upanishads say. Or rather, in some places of Upanishads, it is in some places, or rather, in some places. In some places of Upanishads, Tattvam is described as Niramshaha, no amshas. Means it is said as Kevala Satta. That means Chinmatra Satta. So, this is the our explanation. Our explanation for what we have seen about the Tattvam. This Tattvam is what? Brahmatmaikatva Lakshanam. Is Brahmatmaikatva Lakshanam. This is Brahmatmaikatva Lakshanam. That is Tattvam. And that is also and Sarva Vedanta Sara. That also we have discussed. It's Brahman. Brahmatmaikatva Lakshanam is the Tattvam. That is absolute truth. And also Sarva Vedanta Sara. This point we already discussed. Vedas are all telling about this Tattvam only. Yasya, that means Satyam Gnanavanantam Brahma, Yena Asrutam Srutam Bhavati, Sadaiva Somyadamagra Asit, Tadaikshata Bhusyama. All these statements of the Upanishads are telling about this Tattvam. And that is Brahmatmaikatva Lakshanam. And that is said as Samsha. That means it is said as the object which is having the part and parcels, which is having the parts, and also the object which is not having the parts. In this way also is described in the Upanishads. Okay, any doubt? Questions?
Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare-
So what
Yes.
will be described in the Paramatma Sandarbha? So what will be
Paramatma
described in the-
Sandarbha we are going to discuss. Jivatma is part and parcel of the Param Tattvam. That is due to Achintya Shakti. That point we are going to discuss in the Paramatma Sandarbha.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu.
Prabhu.
Yeah, Ashay Prabhu. Ashay Gauranga.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. In this
Ah,
in this whiteboard, we just you made that chart. In that Vishesham
Ah.
is Chinmatra Satta. That
Yes,
Chinmatra Satta is actually Nirvishesha.
Yeah.
So the Vishesham word is not matching with Nirvishesha.
Nirvishesha is after that we are saying. Vishesham is a Chinmatra Satta. That is a base component, base item. That is a base.
That
And
can
it
be
is
called,
having the, huh?
that can be called Vastu. Vastu and Yukta Visheshan become Vishishta.
No. Vastu is total. Vishishta is the Vastu. And in that, sometimes we are not seeing the Visheshana. So that base thing is Vishesham. That will be the Chinmatra Satta. Because sometimes what will happen, if you see here, Vishesham so see, this Vishishtam is Tattvam. That is the Vastu. And Chinmatra Satta is base actually.
Yeah.
And it is having the Shakti.
Visheshana.
Because of this Shakti, because of the Shakti with this Chinmatra Satta, it is becoming the Vishishta. The Shakti is having this is qualifying or otherwise is yes. The Shakti is not the just given one. It is a Visheshanam means it is inherent quality only. It is not the imposed quality. It is not external thing. Achintya Shakti is a Visheshanam to this Tattvam. That's why it is in the its inherent quality only. This way we have seen in the Bhagavad Sandarbha, Srimad Bhagavatam is only the reference. How you are doing this kind of classification? One may ask that means how this kind of definition. Why you are taking Tattvam as a Vishishtam? One may ask. Tattvam as Vishishtam, what is the proof? How to do? This is said in the just 1 minute. Srimad Bhagavatam only. Visheshana, Visheshya, Visheshana, Vishishtata. This is explained in the Bhagavad Sandarbha. That is said in the Tvam Pratyak Atmani Tadha Bhagavatyanante Ananda Matra Upasan Utpanna Upapanna Samasta Shaktau Evancha Ananda Matram Visheshyam Samastaha Shaktaya Visheshanani Vishishtaha Bhagavan Ityayatam. This is from the 4th canto, 11th chapter, 30th. 4th canto, 11th chapter, 30th sloka. And also 5th canto, yes, 4th canto, 11th chapter, 30th, only one. Here what is said? Tvam Pratyak Atmani Tada Bhagavatyanante Ananda Matra Upapanna Samasta Shakto. Here in this, you can see these are prayers. So Prahlad Dhruva Maharaj saying Ananda Matra. Ananda Matra means Chinmatra Satta. Ananda Matra or Chinmatra or Jnana Matra. You can say anything. Ananda Matra is nothing but Chinmatra Satta. Upapanna Samasta Shakti. That means Shakti, Achintya Shakti. Upapanna means who is possessing the naturally these Shaktis. That is what? So that two, Ananda Matram plus Upapanna Shakti means Achintya Shakti is Visheshana. And these two components are mentioned in the Bhagavatam. Visheshyam and Visheshana are mentioned. And that together you. So that means, that's why Jiva Goswami is saying, Anandamatram is the Vishesham. Samasta Shaktayah Visheshanani Vishishtah Bhagavan. Vishishtah Bhagavan.
When this is called Nirvishesh,
When we are not able to see this Shakti, all the Shaktis, then one is seeing only Chinmatra Satta. When this Tattvam, or otherwise Bhagavan, is seen without his energies.
okay, it's there, but one is not able to see, then it is Nirvishesh.
Yes. Then it
They
is known
say-
as Nirvishesha. Nirvishesha. That means Nir means without. Visheshas. That means Visheshanas. Nirvishesha.
Actually, Vishesha is there, but is not able to see.
Visheshanas are there, but is not able to see. Because of
And
lack of the bhakti. The Jnanis, they are
so
not
they
able
are,
to see.
when they say Nirvishesha,
Ah.
actually it is not Nirvishesha.
No. It is already, it is Tattvam is full of energies. It is endowed with the energies. But the point is, so it is not seen. Actually, someone who is not able to see. And then they see the only the Chinmatra Satta. So that is known as Nirvishesha. And even Upanishads also, they are defining Tattvam as like this also. That means with the Shaktis, and also Tattvam without Shaktis also it is defining. In some places.
So
In some
why Upanishad calling Nirvishesha?
Prabhu?
Why Upanishad should not use the word Nirvishesha? No? Why are they using Nirvishesha? Upanishad?
No, my point is, in some places Upanishad, in some places of Upanishads, this Tattvam is described as, so with the Shaktis.
Right.
And in some places of Upanishads, this Tattvam is described without Shaktis.
That is a reason for that.
Because they are, that is possible actually. It can sometimes with Shaktis and sometimes without Shaktis. Upanishad is saying about the Tattvam. So it's not that sometimes someone is a teacher. It's not that every time you should be called as teacher everywhere. And that person is also possible. That so that's why you need to mention every time the Visheshnas. Without mentioning the Visheshnas also, we'll be seeing the use of this Tattvam or the mentioning of the Tattvam in the Upanishads. What they do, they take these sentences and say, see, Tattvam is Chinmatra Satta only. And also Parokshavada, that means Lord likes this.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like
got
this.
it. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Any others?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Can you give an example of Chinmatra Satta from the Shastra, where it is used as Tattvam, and another example from Shastra where it is used along with Shakti? And
Along Shaktis, okay.
so that we
There
can.
are the here Jiva Goswami himself used in the Bhagavad Sandarbha Vishnu Purana statements. In the Bhagavatam also are there, but here quickly, if you want, immediately in the flow it is said. It is said in the 6th Amsha of the Vishnu Purana. What is said? Yad avyaktam ajam, yad avyaktam ajaram achintyam ajam akshayam anirdeshyam arupam panipadadya samyutam. That means that absolute truth is what? Avyaktam. Even Bhagavad Gita also will be seeing. Avyaktam ajam achintyam akshayam anirdeshyam arupam panipadadi asamyutam, who is not having the legs and hands. Sarvagatam nityam tad Brahma. Like this. Many Upanishad statements are there like this, where they are saying Arupam, Arupam, Panipadadya Samyutam, like this. And also the statements are like this. That is Brahma, Param Dhama, Tad Brahma Paramam Dhama, Tad Dhyeyam Moksha Kangshinam, Sruti Vakyoditam Sukshmam, Tad Vishnoho Paramam Padam. So that is nothing but what? Whatever is Arupam, whatever is not having the hands and legs, that is the abode of the Vishnu, is also said.
So Prabhu, the first one was an example of Chinmatra equal to Tattvam. And you're saying the second one is an example of Chinmatra plus Achintya Shakti equal to Tattvam.
It is said now here. Already at that point only I said in the Srimad Bhagavatam, fourth canto, 11th chapter, 30. What is said here? Here Prahlad Maharaj is saying, Tvam, you, that means Vishnu, in front of Prahlad Maharaj, not Dhruva Maharaj. In the front of Dhruva Maharaj, who is there? Vishnu is there. That's why he is saying, Tvam, you is what? Anandamatram. Anandamatram, Chinmatram, Gnanamatram are same. Satyam, Gnanam, Anantam, Vijnanam, Anandam, all are equal actually. That is Brahma. Anandamatra is equal to Chinmatra. Okay? This is normal usage. Anandamatram. Tvam Ananda Matram. Tvam Ananda Matre Saptami is there. So, but here Tvam, that means you, Ananda Matre in Ananda Matre, and that like Saptami is there. Full Anvay if you take, then you can understand. But here it is said that, he is said as Ananda Matram. Supreme truth is said as Ananda Matram. And also, Upapanna Samasta Shakto.
Okay, thank you, Babu. I got it. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you can see this sloka, you can understand. If you are not getting, then you can let me know.
Thank you, dear Prabhu.
Yeah, even in the Bhagavatam also you can find many places in the Stutis. So Nirvikaram, Nirvishesham, like this.
So,
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah. Next.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Who is this?
Vikas Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Tell me.
Prabhu, this I'm just trying to understand this Shabda Visheshyam.
Yes, Prabhu.
How to understand what is the Shabdik Arth of Visheshyam?
Vishesha is the object. Visheshnas are the qualities.
So Prabhu, here what you explained that I can see that you're saying that Sakar and Nirakar both are the Tattvam. Vastu is Sakar and Nirakar both.
Vastu is Sakar, but it can be also seen as Nirakar.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you. I think rest you have explained with other questions, so I'm okay now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, Prabhu. And next, Kaivalyaika Prayojanam is there, remaining point. अत्र कैवल्यैक प्रयोजनम् इति चतुर्थपादश्च कैवल्यपदस्य शुद्धमात्रवचनत्वेन शुद्धत्वस्य च शुद्धभक्तित्वेन पर्यवसानेन प्रीतिसन्दर्भे व्याख्यायिष्यते. Now what is the point is remaining in that full sloka? If you see the fourth pada, the fourth pada is what? Kaivalyaika Prayojanam. In the Kaivalyaika Prayojanam word, what is the meaning of Kaivalya? Kaivalya means Kevala. Kevala means only that. Only that. Only that is what? That is pure. So if you have the milk without adultering any water or anything, with anything, then that we say pure milk. Pure milk means the quantity is only the milk only. So like this, pure water means it is not mixed with any other thing. Then that is known as pure water. Similarly here, pure is the meaning of Kevala. Kevala means only one and only one, that only one. So that's why in the Kaivalyaika Prayojanam, Kevala means we are taking pure. The meaning of Kevala is what? Pure. So what is the pure thing in this whole universe? That is Shuddha Bhakti. Why? Why not others? Jnana, Karma, Yoga, or Dana, Tapa, Ityadi are there. Why can't they are all pure? Because if you take pure Jnana or the pure Karma or pure Yoga or pure anything, those purely they cannot produce any result. Pure Jnana cannot give any result. Even pure is not possible because no other thing can sustain itself without bhakti. Without support of the bhakti, nothing is alone is possible. Without the tinge of the bhakti, so that's why alone pure existence means that is Shuddha Bhakti. This we will be discussing in the Priti Sandarbha, very much big discussion actually. So many Anuchedas goes on this. Why we have to take Kevala means Shuddha Bhakti only? Why not others? So that will be the big discussion. And whatever I said, this logic is very basic logic. But on top of that, there are so many things are there. Why we have to take Kevala means only Shuddha Bhakti in the Priti Sandarbha? Just it is idea. Whatever I said. That means other things they are not. That means Naishkarmyam api achyuta bhav varjatam na sobate gnanamalam niranjanam. Gnanam is not looking good or is not successful without achyuta bhava means bhakti. Without bhakti, nothing is working actually. So that's why here, but bhakti doesn't need any other support. Bhakti is nirapeksha. So that point will be discussed in the future Sandarbhas, Priti Sandarbha. So now, Kaivalyaika Prayojan means Shuddha Bhakti is only the ultimate benefit. So now we try to understand the Anuscheda completely. This first, if you see what in this Anuscheda is starting with the Purvapakshi's statement. Purvapakshi is saying that according to my experience, I am seeing the knowledge which is only temporary. Then how can you say previously what we said? We said that this knowledge is Nitya and also it is Advayam. Then to answer them, we are trying to explain we are trying to answer the objection given by the Purvapakshi by using the sloka, 12th canto, 13th chapter, 12th sloka. Sarva Vedanta Saram Yad Brahma Atmaikatva Kevalam Vastvadvitiyam Tarnishtam Kaivalyaika Prayojanam. That in that we explained the Vastu, which is the object or which is the subject matter of the Srimad Bhagavatam. This Vastu, which is Advitiyam, is said in the Srimad Bhagavatam. What? This Vastu is Advitiyam, and that will be described in the Srimad Bhagavatam, is said in the Srimad Bhagavatam. That we should understand. The sloka meaning, if you see, you'll understand. What kind of Vastu is described in the Srimad Bhagavatam? That is Sarva Vedanta Saram, which is Vastu, which is Advitiyam, and which is Brahmatmaika Laikatva Lakshana, and which is also Kaivalyaika Prayojanam. And that kind of Vastu is described in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay,
Hare Krishna.
now we'll go to the next. That means Vastu, which is a Abhidhe, which is a Sambandhi. Because after deliberation, after seeing the heart of the Sukadeva Goswami and the Samadhi relations of the Vyasadeva, we understood Sambandha Abhideya Prayojana. This Sambandha Abhideya Prayojana, what is the Sambandhi? According to their realizations, Sambandhi is the Krishna, Abhideya is the Bhakti, and Prayojana is the Prema, Priti. So then we want to elaborate that. So for the elaborating, we are writing these 6 Sandarbhas. So that's why first we are starting with the Sambandhi. That Sambandhi Tattvam is explained in the 4 Sandarbhas. And that is from here onwards Tattva Sandarbha and also remaining 4 Sandarbha, remaining another 3 Sandarbhas. Bhagavad Sandarbha, Paramatma and Krishna. They all 3 Sandarbhas and also, so from here onwards, that means there's Sambandha Abhidaya Prayojana wherever is said. So from there, so we started explaining. Where we started, Sambandhi is what? That Sambandhi is, which is having another Sambandhi is the Bhagavatam. And Sambandha is the Vachya Vachakata Lakshana Sambandha. And that Sambandhi is the Vastu. It is said as Vastu in general way, Vastavam Vastu. And that Vastu is said by Suta Goswami as the Advayam Gnanam. And that is also we said Nityam. Because that Vastu is said as Tattvam, that's why it is Nityam also. And that Nityam Vastu is how it is defined by the Srimad Bhagavatam. That also we have seen in the 12.13.12. That is Brahmatmaikatva Lakshanam. That is Advitiyam Vastu. That is also Sarva Vedanta Saram, Kaivalyeka Prayojanam. Okay, this is the till now it happened. What was Shai Goranku? Ask Prabhu, what is question?
Prabhu, I have a question actually.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
This Kevalya Eka Prayojanam, this word is a Visheshana for Vastu,
Yes.
for the Tattvam.
Yes.
So that Tattva, that absolute truth is a Kevalya, means it's pure. Kevalya Eka.
Kaivalya Eka Prayojana means Suddha Bhakti is only Prayojana to whom?
To
Or
whom?
of whom? Kaivalyam means Suddha Bhakti is Prayojanam. For whom? Or the of whom? Yasya. Kaivalyam Prayojanam Yasya.
Yes, yes. So that means Yasya, whom is belong to absolute truth, Tattvam.
Ah.
So then absolute truth is his prayojana is Kevala Bhakti. Is that like that?
Yeah. Suddha Bhakti is a Prayojana.
Prayojana for absolute truth.
For absolute truth. Or the for or otherwise you can say Kaivalya Eka Prayojanam of absolute truth. Of.
Kevala Eka.
Kaivalya is only the Prayojanam. It's not Prayojana for the absolute truth. So
Yeah.
Suddha Bhakti is not Prayojana. Or
Yeah.
in which case or otherwise, in which case, like that we should take. This maybe we should see the elaboration of this in the commentary. Then we can easily say. That's okay. Kaivalya Prayojanam is a Tattvam. Okay, Prabhu.
Okay.
In commentary, you can check. Then immediately you can. The glossing, how it expanded. That is. Yeah. Who is else? Siddhari Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, I was wondering that the Purva Pakshi had raised a doubt about the eternality of Tattvam and we of knowledge, and we quoted this verse. Now, in this verse, how do we counter that Purva Paksha, and where did we counter the Purva Paksha?
That will be countered in the next Manusya.
Okay.
But because Purpakshi is just what they are asking. They are asking that, hey, according to my experience, knowledge is temporary. So Nilapita Dhyakar, the shape of knowledge is blue or the like the yellow, like that Nilapita. So this knowledge is only temporary. And according to my experience, then how can you say this is you are saying knowledge is permanent, nityam, and also you are saying this is advayam, is one, and also it is permanent. Then we said, hey, it is explained in the Srimad Bhagavatam, and Srimad Bhagavatam is saying that's why I am taking, because Srimad Bhagavatam is the emperor Pramana. I am taking. But still we are going to show that also in the next Anuscheda. Knowledge is permanent and also it is Advayam, one only. It is one and also it is permanent. That we are going to show anyway in the next. Through the Bhagavatam only, once again we are going to say that knowledge, whatever the Param Tattvam is eternal. And also it is one. That is said.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah, we are going to see now that. And any question? If you ask questions, then matter will become clear. No? Okay, we'll go further. Tatra yadi, come to the next Anuscheda, 50, that means 6th Anuscheda. Tatra yadi tvam padardasya jivatmanaha gnanatvam nityatvam cha pradamataha vichara gocharaha syat tadaiva tatpadardasya tadrishastvam subodham syat iti tadbodhayitum अन्यार्थश्च परामर्शः इति न्यायेन जीवात्मनः तद्रूपत्वम् आह. What we understood till now from the Brahmatmaikatva Lakshanam, we understood that if we first come to know about the Jivatma, that means Tvam Padartham, and if we understand, if we study, if we nicely study the Tvam Padartham, then that study will help us to understand the Tat Padartha nicely. So that's why we are going to study the Tvam Padartham initially. The studying of Tvam Padartham is not meant for the knowing about the Tvam Padartham, but the intention of the studying about Tvam Padartham is for what? Anyartha. Anyarthascha. That means for other prayojan. Anyartha means other prayojan. That means what? To know about the Tat Padartha. That is the goal actually. Our intention is not knowing the Tvam Padartha. Understood? That is the meaning of these two lines. See, यदि त्वं पदार्थस्य जीवात्मनः ज्ञानत्वं नित्यत्वं प्रथमतः विचारगोचरः, if initially ज्ञानत्वं and nityatvam of the tvam padartha, that is jivatma, is discussed or is studied, then what will happen? Tada, then tat padarthasya tadrushatvam. Then we can understand tat padarthasya tadrusham subodham syat. That means tat padartha can be known nicely because tat padartha is also similar to the tvam padartha. That's why Sutrakara also made the sutra. This ideology, whatever we have, is supported by the sutra, Brahma Sutra. That means, what is the ideology? Studying the Tvam Padartha, that means studying the Jivatma, is useful to know about the Tat Padartha. That idea is supported by the Sutra, Brahma Sutra. What is that Sutra? Anya Arthascha Paramarshaha. Anyarthascha Paramarsha. What is the meaning of this sutra? Paramarsha means study or otherwise inferring the inference, or otherwise Paramarsha means studying or deliberation. You can say many meanings are there. So deliberation on Jivatma or the studying of Jivatma is for what purpose? Anyartha. Anyartha. Anyartha means, Anyartha means here what? Paramartha Gnanartham or Param Tattva Gnanartham. Studying of Jivatma is for knowing about the Paramatma. Studying of Jivatma is not meant for the knowing of Jivatma. We don't want to know Jivatma. Knowing Jivatma is not our goal. What we will do with the knowing the Jivatma? We want to know the supreme bliss. So, okay, let's study about the Jivatma now. So, Jivatma is similar to the Paramatma. So then that's why now we have to study the Jivatma. Let's do that. To do this, we are using the sloka, 11th canto, 3rd chapter, 38th sloka. Natma jajanana marishyati nedate sau nakshiyate savana vidyabhicharinam hi sarvada sarvatra shashvardana payupalabdhi matram prano yetendriya bhalena vikalpitam sat. 11.338. In this sloka, what we are doing? We are studying about the Jivatma. Or we are knowing about Jivatma. What this sloka is saying? What is the meaning of this sloka? Natma jajana namarishyati yedhate asau nakshiyate savanavit vyabhicharinamhi. Just I want to see the BBT translation. 1 second. Eleven 3. Translation is given by BBTA. Brahman, the eternal soul, was never born and will never die, nor does it grow or decay. The spiritual soul is actually the knower of the youth, middle age, and death of material body. The soul, thus the soul can be understood to be pure conscious, existing everywhere, at all times, and never being destroyed. Just as the life air within the body, although one, becomes manifest as many in contact with the various material senses, the one soul appears to assume various material designations in contact with the material body. This is the meaning. Now we'll see our explanation. Of this Atma na jajana. Atma didn't have birth. Atma was not born. Atma na marishyati. Atma will not die. Atma na yedhate. Atma will not. Atma is not growing. Atma doesn't grow. Nakshiyate. It doesn't decay. That means Atma is Atma was not born, will not die, doesn't grow. Past, present, future. In future, it will not die. In the past, it was not born, and it doesn't grow or decay. And what? Savanavit. It is also Savanavit. This Atma is what? Is the observer or is the witnesser. Is a witnesser of time. Time means in those times, whatever the incidents happening, it is observing. Atma is observing or witnessing. Savanavit means is a witnesser of time. Vevicharinam. He is a witnesser of whom? Of the Vevicharis. Vevicharis means those always change. What else about this Atma is said? That means Atma is the observer of what? Changeable things. Atma is the Savanavit means observer of the, or otherwise knower of changeable things. Sarvatra Shashvat Anapai Upalabdhi Matram. And also what? Sarvatra Shashvat. It is all pervading. In the Sarvatra means Dehe. It is pervading in entire body. Always. And also it is what? Anapai. Anapai. Atma is not changing. Atma is not changing. Upalabdhi matram. It is what? It is pure consciousness. But Sat, it is also Sat. It is purely Gnanam. It is Sat means it is given as Gnanam. It is also purely conscious. Upalabdhi matram is also consciousness. Sat means is also consciousness. It is a purely Gnanam. But Yatendriya Balena Vikalpitam. But because of the senses, because of the power of the senses, this one knowledge is looking many, or one knowledge is looking as many. Example is given, Yatha Pranaha, like the life air. So who is going to tell this meaning of this? Shamananta. What is the meaning of this sloka? Tell. Boliye. What we learn from the Atma, about the Atma.
Hare Krishna.
हाँ,
So,
बहुत दिन हो गए आपका बात सुन के इसीलिए.
Natma Janata Na
हाँ,
Sati Naidhyate So. This sloka you are asking for?
जोर से बोलिए. Speak loudly.
Natma Janata Mana Marisyati Naidhyate So. You are asking for this sloka?
हाँ, this sloka meaning.
Meaning means this Atma is eternal. He does not die, and he
Yes.
is unborn. He is
Yes.
This is the meaning.
Good. Thank you. So, main thing is what? Here this Atma is Upalabdhi Matram, means it is purely conscious. Sat means it is conscious. It's one. It's one. But it seems many. Now we'll go line by line. You understood the basic meaning of this sloka. now we will be seeing the Acharya's commentary on this. Atma, in this sloka, Atma means Shuddha Jivaha. See there in the book. Everyone is seeing my face. So there you see, Atma means Shuddha Jivaha. Next, Najajana means Najataha means didn't, unborn, or otherwise didn't have birth. Janma bhavadeva tad anantar astita lakshuno vikaro nasti. Actually, we have 6 stages, 6 changes, 6 vikaras are there. What is that? First one is birth, 6 changes. नहीं पता है? Six changes.
Krishna. This is first one is birth. Growth,
Maintenance,
maintenance,
reproduction,
production,
reproduction of byproducts, then
and old age and death.
and death, decay, death.
This is the 6 kind of changes happens to the Atma. Body. No. Hari.
Hare Krishna, connection was. So what are the 6 changes?
First one is birth, growth,
Growth,
maintenance,
maintenance,
and product,
reproduction,
and dwindles, then death.
decay and death. Deterioration and death.
Yes.
So like this, we have 6 changes. So the object which is not having the birth, you cannot expect another 5 things. Janma abhava deva, because there is no birth, and also there are no possibilities of further things. There is no example, there is no growth, and also there is no decay. That's why it is said, na edate means na vardate, means no growth. Since there is no growth, if there is no growth, then there is no decay also. Vridyabhavadeva viparinamopi nirastaha. That means if there is no growth, there is no reproduction, and also there is no decay. So here in this sloka, he means yasmat Vevicharinam Agamapayinam Bhalya Yuvadi Dehanam Devam Deva Manushyadyakara Dehanam. What is the meaning? In the sloka, we are seeing the Vevicharinam. This word we are seeing. What is the meaning of this sloka? Vevichari means what? Which is always changes. That is Vevichari. Who is changing? Body. Body is changing. That means childhood body, youthhood body, and of old age body. So like this, body is keep on changing, because there are this so many stages are there in this body. So here Vebichari is what? Body is the Vebichari, which is having the various stages. So that means body which is having the various stages like childhood, youthful, old age. So that body is Vebhichari. Childhood body is there till now with you? No, no, it's gone. That means childhood body is there with that. That means here, Vebhichari with respect to what? With respect to the time. With respect to time. This woman is Vebhichari with respect to her husband, not that the Vebhichari with whom. Vebhichari word is the what? Is the relative word. It needs the another with respect to whom. So here Vebhichari, this body is Vebhichari with respect to time.
Time and soul
So
also.
that means it is not existing in all the times. From the past, present, and future, the same object is there? No. It is changing. Youthful body is not now. Is not there. The childhood body is not there with you now. That's already gone. So that's why Vebhicharinam. Vebhicharis means what you should take here? Youthful body and childhood body, youthful body, and so on so. Or otherwise, you can take human body, demigod's body, or otherwise, and plant's body like this. That also you can take. Anything is okay. Savanavit means drashta, the seer, or otherwise witnesser. Tattat kala drashta. Tattat kala drashta. That means the observer of the time. Observer of the time means what? Watch. You take watch and seeing the time. That is no, observer of the time means the observer who is seeing those changes, who is observing those changes which are happening in the particular time. Observer of the time means the observer of those incidents or those stages which are happening in that particular time. Nahi avastavatam drashta tad avasto bhavati ityartaha. What it mean? The one who is having the stages and its observer cannot be the possessor of those changes. If you want to understand this, it's like this. We need some 5 minutes extra time just to know this. Yeah, just I am going to explain now. Why it is not going? Okay, come here. This body is there, and here Atma is said as what? Savanavit. Observer of the stages which are occurring in particular time. So that means body is there. This is a Vebhichari. Body is the Vebhichari. Body of childhood, body of youth, body of old age. This body is the Vebhichari with respect to time, but this Atma is what? Is the observer. Savanaviti is what? Atma. Atma is the observer of these changes or these stages. Different states. This is childhood body. This is youthful body. This is old age body. Who is seeing? Atma. Atma is observing this, this, and this. These are the various stages in the body. Childhood, youth, and this. And now, nahi avastavatam. Childhood, avastas are what? What are the avastas? Childhood, youth, old age. These all stages, avastha means stages, are belonging to whom? Or belonging to the body. And avastha vatam, avastha vat, that means stages wala, the possessor of these stages. Who is that? That is body. And it is observed, this body is observed by Atma. Atma. And if Atma is observing all the stages of the body or all the changes of the body, then Atma cannot be having any changes. It should not. Atma should not have any changes. If Atma is having the changes, can it observe the changes of the body? It cannot observe. Which is always changing, how it can observe all the changes of the body? So that means here in this sloka, Atma is said as observer or the witnesser, means Atma is not changing. Atma is not having these changes. And these changes are always having or are belonging to body only. That means Atma is being a seer or being a witnesser, it is unchangeable. That point you should understand. And it is not having the changes. Since it is the drashta, that point is establishing what? Atma is unchangeable. How we said Atma is unchangeable? Who is going to tell? Chaitanya Jivan. Atma is unchangeable. Why?
The Atma is the observer, Prabhu.
Ah.
But the body is vyabhichari to the changes. And
Vyabhichari?
to the means it is vyabhichari, the body undergoes the changes, but the soul is the observer of the changes.
Observer cannot be,
Yeah,
should not be having.
observer cannot be afflicted by the changes.
Yes. Affected or he is not having any changes. If he is having changes, then what he can observe? He cannot be a witnesser. Like someone is playing in the cricket and he can be the third umpire. He can be the umpire. No. If he is undergoing with those changes, so can he be a witnesser? No. This is a simple general principle. Since in the sloka, Atma is said as the observer, we should understand that Atma is not changing. Atma is not having these changes, childhood, youth, and old age. It is belong to the Vyabhichari. Means who is that Vyabhichari? That is body. Clear? So this is over. Yes. And tomorrow we'll continue this. Okay. Questions?
Yeah, there's an objection.
Objection. Okay.
For objection is
Loudly, Prabhu, on the mic.
Person who is observing,
Huh.
he can also have a changes. Like
He cannot have.
if a
If
plant,
he is having changes, then he is not an observer.
I can.
That
give
means
you
he is not
example.
there. He is changing means he is not there.
I can give you the example, Prabhu. Like a plant, is a plant, small plant is there, and a human. Human is seeing this plant is growing, and human is also changing. But
No,
the
human is
rate
not
of the
changing.
change, rate of the change in human and the rate of the change in a plant is different. That's why
No.
human is able to observe the changes in the plant.
No, no, no. Human is not changing. If he is changing, then he cannot observe it. Human is changing. That is also proving that human is not changing. Because Atma is not changing. Who is observing? Who is observing? Atma is observing.
Okay.
Atma is not changing. If
Yeah.
something is changing, how it can observe the changes? Because it's changing means it is not there now. Actually, whom you will say that as observer? Whom you call as observer?
Okay. So we are assuming, we are considering human is not changing because the soul is there and okay.
Ah.
Yeah. Thank you, Paul.
No, your objection is not. Vikas Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. So it was nicely explained. I just missed one point, Prabhu. You were explaining knowledge with respect to Atma. Knowledge is one. Knowledge is not different.
That today, tomorrow I'll explain, Prabhu. That point anyway. That sloka, if you are not getting, no problem. That will be. This point is main thing. Atma is a seer or the witnesser. So that is establishing there is no change in the Atma. This point, if you understood, then fine. Tomorrow we'll explain that. That Atma is a knowledge and also is not changing. That we'll explain tomorrow. That is the answer for Siddhari's question. How the knowledge is stable, is not changing. And also permanent. That tomorrow will be coming. Okay?
Thank you, Prabhu.
Any question and anything? Comments? Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Bhavagrahi Prabhu, how are you? Health is okay? He's not there. Who else is sick? That's all okay. Gokulan Prabhu, your health is okay, no? Unmute. Okay, permission are not there.
Yeah, now. And yes, Prabhu, it's improving sometimes.
Yeah. You have cooler?
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Prabhu. Puneet Prabhu, your health is okay?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Now I can unmute myself.
Acha, okay.
Yes,
sorry,
Prabhu, I am
actually.
okay.
Okay, Prabhu, your health is okay?
Yes, Prabhu. Everything is fine.
Okay. It's in control, my health, no problem.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, Prabhu, fine.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, Prabhu. Pranam.